Mike Perlak here to talk to you. I just wanted to come on here real quick and talk a little bit about the future of my channel and how I'm going to juggle two jobs, all the other things I need to take care of, and still have a YouTube channel. I just wanted to share the real situation of the thing. I haven't posted because, frankly, I haven't had time. I'm trying to get back into a routine, including strength training and working out, and I've been counting calories again for the first time in like 7 years. I like numbers, so if I count, not obsessively, if I just count calories and just write everything down, I think that'll help me. If I can see numbers, that tends to help me. But I'm going to be making, I think, more videos, shorter videos, more often. Not video shorts, but just shorter videos in the vicinity of maybe 5, give or take 7 minutes. I'm probably going to end up having to get another SD card. I have trust issues, so I will not post a video to social media unless I have that video on an SD card. I have trust issues. Could you blame me? Especially with social media. But I'm going to aim for shorter videos, but more often. This one, I just wanted to elaborate a little more on a video short I made, basically poking fun of the commercial that Schwarzenegger did for State Farm. When I did my video, I didn't see the commercial yet. I actually watched it, Googled it, and watched it after the facts, after I made that video. And obviously, judging by my video, I assumed they would play on the word there. Probably because my introduction to who Schwarzenegger was actually was the movie Twins, not Terminator, but Twins. And that scene where he's driving Danny DeVito character's car, and he's calls him on the car phone. And he says, "Pick up the phone, Julius. The phone, the little thing there, making a noise." "Hello, this is Vincent's car. Can I help you, please?" "Yo, Julius, Vincent, where are you? What are you doing back there?" So I assumed, obviously, based on that video, that they would play with the word there, like a good name. But they played with the word neighbor. Neighbor. That's what I said, neighbor. It's burr, like seeing the commercial. But my introduction to who Schwarzenegger was not the Terminator movie, was not Pumping Iron. It was the movie Twins. But bear with me, I'm still getting over something. I don't get sick like I used to. I have things I discovered to deal with it better. But anyways, however, my introduction to the Terminator movie, the first time I ever seen that movie was on a 13-inch black and white TV. This is it's called Growing Up Poor, folks. But because the story was so good, it was still impactful. Plus the music, let's face it, the soundtrack was very complimentary to the emotional story. Hardcore in that movie. Anyways, but even as a little kid watching it on this 13-inch black and white TV, I understood, okay, this was a killer robot from the future. He's trying to kill this mom so she couldn't birth a son that was going to save the world. I understood that much as a child. It wasn't until I was in foster care years later, then, because obviously there's a very time gap between those two movies, that my mom took us to the show to see T2. And it was the first time in my life I actually saw the first part of the story, so I had a point of reference. It was the first time in my life. Even Back to the Future, I actually saw Back to the Future 2 first at the show as a kid before I even saw 1. But even then, I figured out pretty easily that this kid must have been been in this place before, and that must be what the first movie was about. So I was able to piece it together in my own mind, watching T2 and being blown away by that movie. I understood, that the plot points in that movie. I was like, oh, okay, because that's what happened in that other movie that we saw on TV that time on the 13-inch black and white TV. Watching movies on network TV give you a little bit of insight because of the censorship, but censorship wasn't as extreme back then as it is now. They would just edit out cursing and nudity, basically. The part where she says, "You're terminated," and then they just the movie Jaws, when they played that on network TV, used a similar tactic. "Smile, you son of a!" They just go right to the explosion and just you don't hear the last word. Other examples I recall from a kid watching The Hard Way, Michael J. Fox and James Wood. James Wood's a good actor. I never understood till recently why he was ousted in Hollywood. Anyways, slug in a ditch. Michael J. Fox saying, "You slug in a ditch," was a replacement for another phrase on network TV. Or "Secret of My Success. I'd like to beat the spit out of you." Another network TV substitute. But censorship back then was nothing like it is today. Hey, they did what they had to do, so us poor guys could see and enjoy the movie. I got a little bit to go here, so this is going to be a little longer than I hope. But I'm going to start with just telling you, I came across a clip of Dana Carvey recently where he's given a hypothetical conversation between Paul McCartney and John Lennon's spirit. It goes a little something like this. "Hey, Paul, I understand you made a little song with the Kanye West." "I did, John. Yes, I made a little ditty with the Kanye West." "What kind of a chap is he, Paul?" "Well, John, he's a bit of a chest thumper. He's what we used to call a chest thumper. Remember when you told everybody that we were better than Jesus? Well, he thinks he is Jesus." "Well, Paul, does he have a lady in his life?" "Oh, yes, John, he does." "What does she do?" "Well, John, what she does when she's working, she takes pictures of her bottom." "She takes pictures of her bottom and she posts them." "Oh, you mean like on a bulletin board?" "No, John. See, in the future, everybody's got a baby television set they all carry right there in the pocket. And they take out the baby television set, and it's just having a rather good ham sandwich. You can take a picture of it and send it to all your friends, and they can hit a little button on the baby television set if they like it, or hit a dislike if they dislike it." "Paul, what is there to dislike about the ham sandwich?" "You'd be surprised, John." Anyways, Lorne Michaels is on public record stating that if he had the power to do so, he would have kept Dana Carvey on SNL forever. If I'm being honest, the stand-up skit from Dana Carvey there helped me to kind of understand why there are folks that hate Kanye West. Imagine that. The powers that be in our world today divide, and Dana Carvey unites with comedy. Amazing how that works. By the way, I never understood the concept of taking a picture of a sandwich you're about to eat. I mean, what the hell? I could see maybe a jazzy cake, especially if it's one made for a child. But I think someone that would do that is take pictures of, like that is someone who is a little bit self-involved. I mean, if there's a child, then maybe it's okay, but maybe get somewhat of a pass if we're talking about a child. But why would an adult do that? The whole premise is just dumb. Dumb and, like George Carlin would say, another example of extreme human behavior. Extreme human behavior. This is another reason why atheism is such a contradiction of itself. When you know God, I've made video shorts about it. When you disregard a God, you look for meaning elsewhere. And I'm not putting myself up on a pedestal. I was a self-proclaimed atheist as a teenager. Good example of what people who disregard a belief in God might put their seeking of meaning and hope in. Drug use? You think? Anyways, God knows there's enough pansies in this world. But anyways, that little ditty from Dana Carvey did kind of help me to understand why there are people that are mad at Kanye West. Also, recently I did watch an interview with Candace Owens was on Bill Maher, and I was amazed to learn she does not believe that we landed on the moon. Now, these people, there's people that believe the earth is flat these days. Probably not 100% their fault. The education sucks in this country. Let's face it. Candace Owens is also a big advocate for anti-vax. I can see... I would question the motives of the powers that be that push that Roni vaccination. I'm speaking in code now. But I don't personally think it is unwise to vaccinate, children at 4 or 5 years old for things like polio. There are medical science has made advances in human history, in human medical history. Not recently, but years ago when people actually did work. It wasn't all about the mighty dollar, like the doctor who found the cure for polio. And when was the last time you heard of somebody dying of tuberculosis in the civilized world? So there have been advances in it. But I, for one, would not fault somebody for going 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th booster shot. There's enough evidence to question the motives of the FDA. If you think the FDA is interested in your health, making you healthy, you're a special kind of stupid. FDA makes money on sick people, not well people. All right, I'm going to end this one just talking about something real briefly that kind of correlates and ties into everything I've been talking about so far in this video. Recently, we had a guest speaker at our church, Christopher D. Sims. Apparently he's a writer, specifically of poems. Pretty good one, too. He referenced BLM. He didn't say for sure where he stood on the issue. Only to... he was very vague about a lot of stuff, which a person in his position probably would be. He was talking about how... he was grateful to a white colleague of his. It's a black gentleman, this Christopher D. Simmons. He was talking about the bigotry and racism he experienced growing up, which I don't doubt. I don't doubt for 1 second that he was making any of that up. But I thought it was kind of over the top ridiculous when he was praising a white colleague of his who stated that he feels it's not his place to talk and just let the black community speak for itself. And I have yet to see a black community benefit from the millions and billions of dollars BLM has generated. Let's just put it that way. All right, I'll just end this one. So Kanye West thinks he's Jesus, and there are people in this country that think George Floyd is Jesus. All I can say is God help us all. And on that note, I did come across something kind of interesting with a fellow I go to church with. The whole mind, body, and soul could actually be applied to the Trinity. The mind would be God, the body would be Jesus, and the soul would be the Holy Spirit. When I was a kid, I'd see that commercial where it'd say mind, body, and soul. I always remembered it wrong. I thought it was mind, body, and spirit. But yeah, it is mind, body, and soul. But yeah, like the Trinity. Mind is God, body is Jesus, and the soul is the Holy Spirit. Mike Perlak, thank you for your time.